Hi, you are still with Juliet Enegbedion. In this section, I'm going to take you through what the Microsoft Excel is. An overview we're going to have. Because of the time limit, we might not be able to get through into detail, but just to sensitize you on what you could do with you are in a business. Now, why in business, you could use your Excel to do a lot of things. Now, let's get into business straight away. Like we did when we are using Microsoft Word, the same thing will happen in here. Here, come up here and click on Start. And once you click on Start, you look out for your Excel, Microsoft Excel. In some windows, you're going to see it, click on Microsoft Office before you get to Excel. But here, because I'm using Office 365, I will just scroll down and here is my Excel. I click on it and I wait for it to come up. Now, what can you do with your Excel while we wait for it to come up? In your Excel, you can capture the data of your customers, your clients, even your staff. And while with working it, you can equally enter into it what you might want to achieve. Maybe you want their email addresses, you want their phone numbers, you want the kind of goods they are purchasing from you or that they are supplying to you and the rest of them. And it will be easier for you to capture because you have a lot of spreadsheets you could work with. Now let's look at it. Here is your Excel. It has come up. In Excel, you have what we call a workbook and a worksheet. Now everything here is the workbook. Everything here is a workbook. And within this particular workbook, we're saying we will have sheet. If you look down here, you see sheet 1. Now you can add other sheets. If I want to add more sheets, you see sheet 2, and I could add as many that I would like to add. In that case, you could have a single file, because if I want to work on this Excel and save it, I can come in and save it as a single document. That becomes a book. As a single file, it becomes a book. But within that book, when you open, you can have several sheets. So you can have different things within the Excel book. Now, how does Excel work? If you look at the screen, you're going to see A, B, C, D, and so on. That takes care of the column, and you have 1, 2, 3 that takes care of the row. So you have the row and column. So the intersection of the row and column takes care of the cells. So we'll have cell. If you look at my cursor, just look at it, you are seeing a rectangle movement. That rectangle represents a cell. So in each case, you have a cell on it. Now, how will you work using the Excel worksheet? Now, if you look up there, you have the toolbars. Here you have your file, home, insert, draw, page layout, formula, data, review, view, and help. Everything here is in line with what you have in the Microsoft Word. But however, what the activities you're going to do with each of them may differ, because this one gives you opportunity to actually work in in a worksheet environment, because it's more detailed than using table in Word, whereby you have large data to deal with, you have large data to work on. It is always better for you to use the worksheets. In that case, use the Microsoft Excel than using the Microsoft Word. And even after working on the Microsoft Excel, you can cut and paste on the Microsoft Word. That can be done. However, let us quickly look at what you can do here. Now, if you look here, I click on Excel, a particular cell here. If you look at the cell address, you see it's telling you A1. That means you are on column A and row 1. That is what this will mean. If I click here, let me click any other part. If you look at the cell address here, it's telling you you are on I10. Let me use a different thing. You see it, H10. That H10, it means you are on column H. To do in this regard is we mind where we are working on. Now, another problem that people normally encounter is, when I was working, you see, it went across the lines that were ruled. All these lines are guidelines. It's just to guide you on what you are doing. Is necessarily not ruled here, because if I type across, let's assume I type something here and it goes across the line, if I print it out, it's not going to show. Now let us quickly have a view of that. If I click on my file, I click on the file, I can have a preview of what I have done. Let's say I put on print, go to print preview. It's still coming up. Well, because it's not connected, it's still coming up. It's taking some time. I just want to show us how you can see the review part for what we have typed on. Well, it's taking some time, but however you still taking time, you're going to see it. You see, there is nothing ruled there. So it is not ruled, but those lines you are seeing is just a guide, guiding you that these are the way it will work. So for example, let's assume right now I need to type something on the next cell, which is B1. If I type something on the next cell, you see that the first cell that I typed on is truncated. So if I want to expand for it to be within the cell, two things I could do, but for this purpose, let's just click here and just move it. You see it? You can see both. Now, if I want the lines to be ruled, I will rule it. We're going to see it very soon. So you see that in Excel, you work with the column and the rows, and the intersection of the rows and the column forms your cells. So now let us walk through what we have at the menu. If you're working at the menu, let's start with home. We are home now because each time you come by default, the home part will come up. And like we have in the Word document, here you could change your font, take any font you want to take. Now you could change your font size, pick any size you want to do. Here, while you are working, you could increase your font size or decrease your font size. That is what it does here. You could bold what you type. Here you could italicize what you type. You can underline. Now if I want to bold, just click on that cell. What you don't click here, it gives you bold. It bold it for you. Now here you can now rule. Like if I want to rule on the cells, I've selected the cells. Now I want to rule. I can now come here and select the type. If I say all borders, then it will rule everything for me. If you look at it now, you see that this place now is now thicker than what it was before. Now, just like we have it in Word 2, here I can fill in color. I can choose the color I want to fill and so on. Here I can choose the color of my font type. If I have my font type, the font color I want, I can change it. Instead of using black, I can decide to change this color. I say, okay, well, I want to type here in blue, maybe because I want to do some indication or thereabout. You see that it's in blue. And again, I can come and say, oh, I want to bold it. Let it come more legible. It becomes bold. Now, you use bold, italics, where you want to lay emphasis on certain things. You want to show emphasis on certain. That's where you do all this. On the other hand, you come to the next. You can decide to click on that small button to have more view. So you can do more things here. You can have a strike through. You can align your work. This is very, very important when you are typing, because when you are using Excel and you have a lot of work to do and you want to wrap over, that means you want the line to break automatically. So once you click on alignment, you click on wrap test. Now let's see example of that quickly. Let us assume right now I have this. Let us assume we have purchase goods. Purchase goods, we have it. Then the next one I have maybe says girl wanted and so on. Now because I don't want to move beyond this, I can highlight and give instruction that it should wrap. So what do? I just come to where I have my font there and I click on alignment. If I click on alignment and I say wrap test, can you see it? I click on wrap test here and I said okay, what will it do for me? You could see that it has wrapped it. What does it mean? It has break it within the cell without moving beyond the cell. So we could do this and it helps us a lot to manage what we are doing in our work. Now you come to the next part. The next one here says alignment. So you can align your text any way you want it. If I want to go up, you see that it is going up the cell. If I want it to come flush, it will flush to the left. Here, if I want to centralize it, it will centralize. If I want to take it to the bottom, it will be at the bottom, and the same thing here. So it helps you to align. And here too, you could do some other form of alignment. You could see the wrap text that I've done. You could merge yourself. For example, I feel I want to merge these cells together. I could just come here and merge my cell, so it becomes a single cell instead of several cells. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 cells here. I've merged it together as one. So with this, what could you do? Maybe this one could have a particular heading covering all, and here you want to put in some data underneath. So you could see that you could do some things and it will follow through. Now again, you come to the area of number. In the area of number, there's a quick way to get your number out. Here too, you can do your alignment. You can choose a particular how you want your numbers to be. For example, let's assume I have typed some things. Let's look at some numbers here. I have this, I have this, I have this. Maybe just trying to put in some things. I have this. Now I have a particular way I want the numbers to appear. Let me increase some to thousands and so on. Let me increase this one to something that will get to 1,000 or more. Now I want to select if it's in monetary form, and I come here under this number, click on that. I can come here, say currency. If I click on currency, you see there is a symbol here. This symbol, because we are not using dollar, I can choose and said put none. If there is no naira there, I can put it as none. And it will ask me how many decimal places. You know, we have naira and kobo, and the kobo is in 2 decimal places. So in 2 decimal, that is, if I say okay, you see automatically it gives it to me. So it arrange. So you can decide to make it a whole number. You highlight again and go back and take what you want it to be. And once that has been done, you move on. Then under this place is help you to format your table the way you want your table to look like. You can choose any of these. They is telling me to choose cell. For example, let's use this table we have already selected. I choose that table and I come here, format cell. I can just pick a particular thing that I want and how I want it to be. You see it? So it has formatted it, and if I do this, it can help me to select. You can maybe within a particular role, I can do some other things which might not be able to go into right now. Now here we can choose the style of what we want to do. I can choose a particular style of how I want to use my Excel. I can insert role. I can insert, because you might be working right here and you just discover about, oh, in between this place I'm supposed to have given a role in between. You don't need me, you have done a lot of work. So you just come in here, you click on your insert and you say, okay, insert role. How do you want up? You see there is a space given. So it depends on what you're working on. I can delete, I can format. Then here I can do some other things. Then when you come to under insert, you can have a lot of things you can do with your insert. Under the insert column, you can insert more table. You can insert the basic things you could use. You can insert graphs, which is a very decent and nice one when you are doing your analysis or you are capturing your report in your business. It will help you capture a good report in your business to say, okay, this is where we are doing well. You might be writing your sales, putting your sales on a weekly basis, and on the long run you want to find out if your sales is performing well. So you can do it using these charts. Then at the same time, you can decide to filter, you can add column, you can add comment. Now it is very interesting. If you are using Excel, you can add your comment. For example, maybe this particular cell, we want to add comment. I'll just click here. I want to put something there that will remind me of what that money stands for. Maybe the money has not been cleared. I will just put there, not cleared. So with this, if I click on this and put it there, each time I come here, it will prompt and tell me what is happening there. So it's a very good way to capture your data. Now you can draw under the drawing box. You can equally have, if I click on the drawing box, you have tools here that I can use. And with this tool, if your computer is a touch screen, you can just click on it and you can use any of them. You can use any of the tools to do some work. You can do anything you want to do with the tools right here. You click on draw, you pick any of the pen that you want to use, you select the size you want and you pick and you walk along. So in this, by so doing, you are able to do some things. I could use my finger to write and so on. That is for the drawing. There are things you will need it for as you walk along. Now here we have the page layout. Under the page layout, you can set your page the way you want it to appear. Here you can set your margin. You can quickly select whether you want to use portrait or landscape for your work. You can select the size area. You can have a break within your work that you are working on. And there are many other things you could do here using this. You can align and so on. Now here is the formula. This is a very nice aspect of Excel, especially when you're working with figures. There is no way you do business and you would not need to work with figures, because once you are in business, figure comes in. So in this regard, what do? You can use any of this to really achieve what you need to achieve. You have more function here. If you want to do statistical analysis, you can use it. You look for average. Oh, all these people have bought things for me and you have been recording. You just click and click on the average and it gives it to you. So there are a lot of things you can do here in the mathematical area. Then the data area, you can sort according. Maybe you want to find out in the geopolitical zone or in among your customers, maybe you have recorded their names according to the state or maybe date of birth. You want to find out, well, in this range, which people are really buying things from me? Is it people from a particular locality? You just, from here, filter, from here, sort, you'll be able to get what you need. Then you can have a review. The review here gives you opportunity to do more work in your Excel. Then you can view your document the way you want to, as a page break. Here is on normal. If I put it on page break, it will show me exactly how it will appear. Now, it is a very decent package that you can use in your business. In fact, it's a must, because once you have this, you'll be able to enter little data in your business or your day-to-day, even your sales. You can decide to say, okay, now let us do something here. I want to open a workbook or a worksheet for the sales you have made for the day. You can decide to have it all together and you come up and say, okay, sales, and put here, maybe this one is date. You have your date here. Sorry, maybe you have date here. Then you have, let's say we have a product. You want to describe the kind of product that was bought. Then here you have quantity. And here you have amount of what was bought. So you discover that with this, you can just come here, enter the date, enter the product, enter the quantity, enter the amount. And at the end, you are able to easily know how much came into your business at a glance. And at the same time, you can now decide to change this. If you want to change the sheet, you rename it. Look at my sheet 1. I will right click and say rename. So I can name it to what I want that one to be. I can say, okay, this is my sales. I can name that as sales. I want to see what I sold. I can come to sheet 2. You see, I right click on my sheet 2 and say rename. I can name my sheet 2 purchases. I want to show all the things I have bought. Then at the end, all these items will help me to know more about it. Now, if you don't want to use the blank document, you can come here and use, just like we have it in Word environment, click on new. You could see it. We have templates. You can pick any of these templates to use depending on what you want to achieve. Because if you don't know, okay, I don't know how to arrange my work, I don't know what I should do. You see, this is expense report. This is expense report. This is loan amortization. You want to know, okay, this is what I should be having. This is personal monthly budget. You want to, this is sales report. So let's click on this sales report and see how it will appear. Then you click on it, you follow through. Because at the time you would have used already existing templates over time, you may be able to create your templates that will suit your business better. So you see it, this is an existing report. And you can see what I just mentioned to you just now. You see the source. Here, if you look at this place, you have the product, you have the customer, you have quantity, the quarter. In each quarter, it has 4 quarters, and you won't know what each customer has come to buy from you. The product is all Alice Motor, and in this case, you see that the customers, you have different customers coming to buy this, and at the end, you will be able to know in this first product, the Alice Motor, how many of them actually purchased her. You may find out why they purchased, and so at a point, maybe the second quarter, third quarter, says the purchase have dropped. It wasn't like the others. Then if you look at the next one too, the syrup, you see that it shows what it has. Then here it say my product. Buy product, buy product customer filtered. So you see that it kept filtering, it was working on it, and at the end it's able to get a glimpse of what is coming into your business. So these are different ways you could use your Excel. Like I did mention, this is an overview. Now, when you go through this as you get ready for the video conferencing meeting, when we get to the video conferencing meeting, ask your questions and more will be explained there. Thank you.